I'm working with Bernz with Puffy's Crunchy, and one of the questions that she asked me was, "Who was your ideal competitor?" And I want to ask why you need to know those things.
As your marketing strategies, knowing your ideal competitors help me understand what for you is the appealing way to target your market. Maybe you have already they are your ideal competitor because you can already see strategies that are working for them and are attracting the market that you want to attract. So that's really an important matter, and it is really nice to know, especially if they are not operating in the area you are in. So it doesn't matter if
Mhm.
you follow the same strategy or you tweak it a bit. It really doesn't matter, but it could help you big time if you know who to look to and what strategies
Mhm.
to copy and work on. It's like a cheat sheet. Yeah, but you're doing it legally, don't worry.
We have our own content.
No
Yeah.
copyright infringement.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to businesses who just started, their social media platform? Is there any tip?
Okay. So for those who are yet to start who are yet to build their social media platforms, I suggest that they work on their branding first. So because a lot of businesses don't even bother working on this, but this will actually serve you a long time. Ask yourself, how do
Mm.
you want your business to be seen by your target audience? Building your brand first also ensures that there's congruency not only in your social media platforms but also in your website, because congruency matters. It is important that um, people who are interested in you gets to see the same thing wherever they go. Yeah,
Mhm.
that helps in the purchasing in their purchasing process.
What are the important things to remember when creating your brand? Is there like some pointers that you need to be consistent with when you're starting your brand?
There are just two things that serve as the foundation of building your brand. First, how do you distinguish yourself from your competitors? What is your story to tell? Um, what is your mission, vision, core values that differentiates you from those already the competition already existing around? And next, about branding is that make sure to set up your branding visual elements, the logos, colors, typographies, and as I said, it is important for these things to be congruent in the different parang touch points where your audience can meet you. So even if they can see your name yet, but when they see the text or even just the logo is very important. It's not the most important thing in branding, but it's really important. So
It is.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's
why
the
people yeah, that's why big businesses really spend money for it.
it's the product recall. So
Yeah, the product
branding
rate.
is really important.
Look at McDonald's.
Mm.
Just
Hmm.
M, you know.
Even if it's miles away.
Exactly.
That's right.
That is so true.
Mm.
Talking about the
You
colors, do
know,
you have any best practice for colors selection? Like
Mm,
when you're making some
For
brands,
logos or for what?
for the website or logo?
logos.
for the logos, I think it really depends in the industry where you're in then, and the story that you want to bring and everywhere your audience meets you. So it really varies. Yeah, and you also need to do your research. Doesn't make sense if the colors in your logo are white and green unless you're selling coconut juice. Imagine your
Or
restaurant. Your
vegetarian
logo is
stuff.
white and green, but it doesn't make
Yeah,
sense. Yeah.
that's true.
Mm. And you're
It takes
selling
the
the
craving away.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
you also
That
have
is
to
so
do your homework.
I'm just asking about those clients that you have for 6 months and they're maintaining, work relationship with you. So aside from monetary benefits, what are the other, you know,
mm,
values
that's
that you get
That I can give to them.
to the business? Yeah.
Ah, okay. So if I am continuously, if I'm working with a client, then as I mentioned earlier, I make sure that at the end of the month, I give them a strategy they can use for scaling. Well, actually, if whether they choose to continue to work with me or not, I make sure that for the past month that we have the work on, they could use the results that we had, so they could just
Right.
have something to move forward. It's really not just about the sales. That I think the data is even more important
That's correct.
nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the reason I asked because there's seasons, Christmas, and
Mm.
yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Actually, the data that you can get as well from marketing can really be helpful in terms of putting direction into your services or products.
Yeah.
For example, I haven't posted for a month. Do you think the traffic would really die down? Like, what's the length of time that we can take a break
Well,
with posting? Because you go on a holiday, do you still need to post like every other day, or can you lessen it, or what's the worst thing that can happen if you
Correct.
don't post for a long time?
well, if you don't post for a long time, then Facebook, the algorithm of Facebook will judge you as ano parang
Oh.
I would rather not show this brand to target audience next time. But all you have to do really is to bounce back up, and you can always do that again. So
Mhm.
and my recommendation, if a business owner or it is planning to take on a holiday for a long time, then maybe try to at least schedule at least three times a week content posting throughout the month.
The fact that you're doing it for the businesses, the owners can have a vacation.
Yeah, they could have a vacation year long.
That's actually
It's full-time work.
Yeah.
What shall I post?
Oh
What
yeah.
photos to take?
Mm.
And you'll run out of ideas. So
Mm,
just thinking about the content
yeah, it's time consuming.
is time consuming.
with like your videos and photos, can you repurpose it, or do you think Facebook and Instagram will recognize, oh, you've used this already?
Well, I don't think they really have a say on that. So just for example, you have these videos of testimonials, and in the past month you have posted them individually, then you can surely use them in the next month in a mash-up form, and that would
Um.
work. Yeah.
Nice.
There's
Mm.
always a way to, if
Yeah.
you don't have, if you don't have time to create new content, repurpose your content.
Mm.
Parang for a certain period lang. Don't do it,
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll see. Oh, you
Yeah.
posted this already.
Like every other month, there's a schedule
Yeah.
or post. Okay, I've done this one. Now it's this video.
Facebook won't mind, but your audience would. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's one way to communicate as a customer. You can reply or respond to post and use that as a feedback, isn't it?
There are different ways to engage with them. Some businesses also send them DMs, direct messages, especially when they have contests, or just even when they just have a newly released content.
Do you recommend that, Bernz? Because
Messaging your
they directly message like
mm,
direct message as a platform to advertise or to market.
well, personally, when businesses message me, I think it kind of looks like spammy. Yeah. So
Okay. So it,
I would
that
recommend it for example, if you have giveaways, or if you really have something valuable to offer to them, not recently posted content. Yeah, I think they'd love it, and especially if you will send these messages to your loyal customers, I think they wouldn't mind. They would even appreciate it. Yeah. So
In your opinion, based on your experience, what are the challenges that you face for when working with business, whether small or medium scale, and what are those challenges?
Well, I think when the biggest challenge I had with the client is micromanaging, when they do not trust you with the strategy you're doing, and what they ask you to do won't work, and the blame would be put on you. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Right.
Can you give an example?
And,
Without naming names.
medyo parang, wag na lang. That approach could be managed in the first place when you set manage expectations and rules between the two of you. When you're clear that I am in charge of this, and for this I would like your assistance, then I think they would understand it too. And sometimes they micromanage because they are not confident with what they're doing or what you're doing. So you just have to address that objection, really. Just know where they are
Yeah.
coming from, because they're always coming from somewhere. That's why they tend to these things. Or
I guess my follow-up question of like what I said. So regarding that challenges. So another challenge is because businesses doesn't work in the same location nowadays, right? So with the online conversation and all, how do you manage it with communications?
how do I
Do you always
manage
catch up with the business?
Like how often do
Do
you
you have
catch?
a routine catch up or something like a video call?
with my clients?
Yeah.
I either let them message me whenever they have problems, or whenever they need assistance on something, or if especially if I see that we're nowhere near our set target, this just a few days
Mm.
away, then I'll make sure to meet with them. And then if the results for the past week are not so good, then we do weekly meetings just to know what is the problem, and to immediately fix those issues.
And what do you think, Bernz, is the future of digital marketing? Where is it going?
Um, Here, Char. The future of digital marketing. Well, I think the only thing I say about that for businesses is that they should treat digital marketing as if an investment in their future. It's not really about riding the trend. It's making sure that you get the results right now, while guaranteeing that your business will continue to thrive in the future.
It's not gonna go.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, it's not gonna go. Yeah, and especially now that we can see almost all aspects of our lives transitioning to the digital realm, then it's definitely not gonna go.
Yeah.
Like
Businesses need to adapt to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the question he asked earlier, I just remembered the story of Nokia.
Alright.
They're the biggest brand in the mobile phones back then, but because they failed to adapt to adjust to the changes, they were left behind. And
Yeah.
if you're not doing anything about digital marketing for your business now, you're not only hurting your sales, really. It is not an overestimation to say that you're setting up your business to fail.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you would look at it, no, they don't have to fail. There could actually be a lot of things they could have done, but yeah, they
Yeah.
missed out on it.
Okay.
Hopefully our listeners won't.
Any final words for the listeners, Bernz?
It would serve business owners among our listeners best if they would treat utilizing digital marketing strategies as if an investment for their future. Because
Mm.
let's face the facts. Instead of treating
And
it as an expense, you treat it as something that
Yes.
would definitely give you a value in return, because that is really the way it works.
because everything's digital now. And if
That's
they want
right.
to reach you, Bernz, what is the best contact number or email or website? The floor is yours.
The email.
So again, I am Bernadette Coilan with a TH, not a TTE, because people often
Right.
mistake that.
I will see.
Um,
Oh,
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook at Bernadette Kawilan and Instagram at Bernadette_Kawilan. You can also find me on LinkedIn if you want to see me there and if you're also there at Bernadette Kawilan. Yeah. Whatever is most convenient for you.
Are you active in your social
Hello.
media?
How often do you post, Bernz?
But I make sure to post something weekly. Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
And
you
are
to
reaching-
stay in touch with, yeah.
Bernz, do you have like a private social media? Because you know you're using your name as your business, right? So
Yeah.
do people usually have like a private one?
Also, do you mix pleasure and business? Is that your question?
I am using my old account, Bernadette Magdinho Kawilan, for personal purposes.
Mm.
But I suggest you not to visit that one. Focus on the Bernadette Kawilan. Yeah.
I think the safe bet is the LinkedIn one.
Yeah, or the LinkedIn one. That's the safest place for me. Yeah.
Cleaner.
For business, yeah, that makes sense.
That's really good.
Look you up. Yeah.
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 So we'll put
And-
all her details down below. And Ace?
No, I'm just
What is
saying
it?
this is part of digital marketing, this podcast. So
Yeah.
you will lose a lot of people.
Yes.
So thank you, Tax
And we-
Cafe Casey.
Thanks, Bernz,
Thank you
for
so much.
for doing this. I know it's really hard for you. But being in
I'm
front
very
of, because you're
anxious
always
right now.
doing our marketing and stuff. But we've learned so much from you, and
Yes.
I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
I've never thought about these things.
Yeah, so much.
So, guys, if you
To
have
learn.
one thing that you've learned today, Rizal, Ace, what is
Yeah.
it that
Go
you
first.
got from Bernz?
Don't rely on the likes of people. Like if they don't hit likes, that's okay. It's not really a measurement of the success of the marketing.
Yeah, and for me, I think if I, as a business owner and aspiring business owners, you shouldn't let go of digital marketing if you want to stay afloat in your business,
Mm.
whether what you're doing
Yeah.
or localized or not. I think it's the way to go.
And for me, it's really an investment. Time is money. If you don't have time, then just pay a professional to do it for you. It's a tax deduction, for your next
Yeah.
financial year for your business, and it will really boost your sales up. So think of it as something you invest a little bit, but you get a lot more in return. Bernz will give you a lot of value for your money. And you?
Yeah, I learned so many. If I can list them all, but the highlight for me is keeping in touch and with your customers or potential clients. It is easier with a specialist, definitely.
Yeah.
I learned.
Yay!
So thank you, Brent.
And with that, thanks, Bernz. Again, this is Tax Part Cafe. See you
you.
again on the next.
For your time. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. And don't forget, anything financial we mentioned is just general advice. Keep your professional.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.